Hello. How is everyone today? It is cold today. It is cold. Cold and gray. But happy Pride, everyone. I was busy this morning. I had to go get gas. And then I found some more plants, some more fruit and veggie plants. Now I have to find a place for them. I'm kind of running out of room right now. And then I had to go buy some cat treats. And there was some cute kitties in the little adoption area. And then I think I might go out again tonight and do a raid hour in a Pokemon Go. I haven't been able to do it in a long time, so. But it's so cold. Whatever. We'll see. We might not stay up for the whole hour, though. What else? Oh, still shiny hunting. Alola Eradicate. I almost have hit hot odds, which I was not hoping would happen. I was kind of hoping this would be quick. At least it's easy. You just click the A button. And then I started doing Dynamax Adventures for Zapdos. That is also not going very well. I keep losing. Just because the AIs are dumb. It's not even that strong of a legendary. I shouldn't be losing like 50% of the time. Whatever. I'll get it eventually. It doesn't matter. What else? I don't think there's anything else going on. Oh, no. It's not important, but I got some, got chips. I haven't had chips in, probably 8 months. Because chips are just too expensive to buy. But, my roommate got them for me, so that was nice. They were just gas station chips, but they were fine. They weren't anything amazing. But when you haven't had chips in a long time, it is a nice little treat. I also got to sleep in today. That was nice. But I think that's everything. This week has been. Oh wait, no. I think I mentioned that I wanted to read more over the summer, so we stopped by the library and picked up some audiobooks for the car. What are you doing, little one? I know I stole your blankets. It's cold. Yeah, it's cold today. Yeah, so I picked up some audiobooks. The one I'm listening to now is something. It's not terrible, but it's not. I would not recommend it. It's just. It's a book. I mean, it said it was only 5 hours, so it's a short, like a short book. It's like fantasy, not really fantasy, but like based off of really. Is that how you feel? It's based off of Japanese mythology. So it's and obviously it's meant for teens and stuff. So it's not like it's fine. It's whatever. It's 5 hours of my life. But like I said, I did that a little bit ago. Otherwise, I don't think anything else has happened in the last week. Yeah, so I guess we'll just get started. 3. As you can see, I actually got it to work today. I don't know why I have to delete the source every single time. Whatever. You think it could just capture the screen, but no, it does not like to capture this game. Whatever. The audio's on for you guys. We are continuing. 7 looks right. Like I said last week, mattering how long. God, mattering how long it takes, we might actually also start Rumples route. We will see, though. Do you know what happened during the last week? I'm afraid not. I wasn't myself for most of it. He's fading even faster now, and just when I feel like I've truly started to know him. I've already told you about the disappearances of the prince and princess, but it seems like the queen has gone missing as well. Ophelia is missing? I can only hope that they made it out alive and the rod led them back to the margin. There they will be safe. I did not think I would ever trust anyone there, and I still don't, but Parfait said that the margin is a place evil cannot overtake, and whether or not Varg is truly evil, his mission is to kill them, and I can at least be sure Parfait will protect them. King Gennaro is still here, but he is different. He is not himself. And what happened? It's your mother. The day you fainted, that same morning, your mother returned. I can only stare at Fritz in shock, knowing that what happened that night wasn't just a dream. Everyone in the castle is acting as if nothing is wrong. It's like the last 4 years hasn't happened. But the instant I saw her, I recognized her. And after that, well, I don't remember what came next. My next conscious moment was today when I saw you. Fritz raises his hand as if to touch my face, but he abruptly pulls away. He flinches, then doubles over, his face contorting with pain. No, not now. I won't let you. His eyes are cloudy, his gaze turned inward. He is speaking to the other side of himself that I cannot see. I reach out to him and try to call him back. Fritz. He looks up at me and attempts a sad smile. He's trying to make it seem like he's fine. When he speaks, it is through gritted teeth. I'll never let him hurt you. Can you trust me about that at least? Yes. And the shadows dance around him almost tauntingly at first. Then they simply engulf him and Fritz disappears into darkness. I take a step back. I hate to interrupt. You again? I snarl at him, but Varg merely shrugs. He looks indifferent, as if what transpired between us before never happened. I have things to do today. Varg turns away and walks briskly out of my room without a glance back. I make my way through the hallways of the palace, determined to find Sir Mythos. Over the past few months, I've been all but invisible to the people in the palace. It allows me to pass undisturbed. I had always figured it was because no one remembered who I was with the curse. But today things are different. A maid sweeps the hallway, jumps at the sight of me before quickly curtsying. Your Highness. Her eyes are downcast, and she does not look up at me as I pass by her. As I walk past, 2 other servants heading in my direction also move to the side of the hallway. Your Highness. Your Highness. They remember who I am now. But how? Has my curse somehow been broken? I spend the entire morning searching for Sir Mythos, but he is nowhere to be found. The only room I have yet to reach is the throne room, which is still just a dumb thing for her to do. Like, just ask a mate, hey, have you seen Sir Mythos? They're the ones all over the place. No, I'll just walk the whole palace myself and hope I run into him. Lucetta can be just the dumbest person. Oh, I didn't even say what I think how the bad ending's gonna go. I wouldn't jump up that way, kitty. This cat. Ooh. Sorry. Goodbye. I was just about to get up and go steal the Snuggie, but he likes to use it as a bed, so I guess I'm not. Oh yeah, I think what's gonna happen is Varg's gonna take over and Fritz is gonna disappear forever, and that's how we're gonna kill him, and that's probably how the bad ending's gonna go. I pushed open the doors and walked inside. There, I was met with an unexpected sight. The king sits on his throne, his posture regal, but his eyes downcast. Your Majesty? He does not look up when I enter, but I can see that his eyes are stony and unmoving. I approach him cautiously, and upon looking closer, I notice how his eyes look so empty, as if he cannot see me. I inhale, and something catches in my throat. My heart begins to beat rapidly. What have they done to you? My princess. I whirl around and see Sir Mythos approaching me with a smile. Where did he come from? I could have sworn that there was no one there when I entered. Sir Mythos. I was just on my way to see you. Varg just told me you have awakened. What is wrong with the king? Physically, there's nothing wrong with him. Anger begins to burn within him. You swore that you wouldn't harm him. He is alive, isn't he, my princess? Take a good look at him. The king is completely unharmed. The change in Sir Mythos' expression is subtle, but I can feel the malice in his gaze. I should add that it was difficult to keep that promise, princess. My queen will be having words with you about this. Mother, where is she? She has left the palace for the time being. You have been unconscious for a week. My queen could not spend every moment fretting by your bedside. But didn't Varg say he was the one who stayed by my side? I shake the thought from my mind. When will I be able to see her? At dinner. Now, if that's all. Wait. Sir Mythos pauses abruptly to look at me. The servants I met in the hallway seem to remember me. How? You really cannot guess? He sighs as he runs a hand through his hair. When you turned 18 and became the Tenebrium Bearer, the curse that the lesser witch cast on you broke. What? Moments before your mother awoke, you were the strongest witch in all of Angelia. A lesser witch's spell could not have an effect over you. Congratulations, princess, you are no longer a victim of the curse. Your life is back the way it was before. Now, if there's anything else you would like to ask me? Yes, there is. About Fritz. We actually need to start saving more so we can actually get the ending or the choices we haven't chose. Remove his curse? We did that one. Okay. Load. How do I break his curse? Does this choice not matter? Okay, there we go. Oh, princess, do you really think it's just as simple as commanding me to do so? A caster cannot just break their curse. Dolora told me something like that before when I entered the margin. Poor upstanding, chivalrous Fritz. In many ways, he was too much of a knight for his father's liking. Sir Mythos leaned closer to me, so close I could see the crazed gleam in his eyes. Would you like to know why I cursed him, princess? I remained rooted in place, but not flinching away from Mythos is harder than I thought. Sir Alacaster approached his son for help, expecting him to help kill the king and take over the throne, but Fritz refused. Sir Alacaster needed an obedient servant, and Fritz deserved to be punished for stepping out of line. No. And so, I removed those memories of Alacaster telling Fritz of his devious plans. It gave him the curse. Fritz has the Little Red Riding Hood curse. That is, after all, no better than... There is, after all, no better servant than the big bad wolf. He has all the power and drive of a predator, but is still so obedient. Wolves are closely related to dogs, after all. And better yet, the big bad wolf will always stay close to the lady he desires to devour. I can feel disgust seething in my stomach. I have created the perfect servant for Sir Alacaster. In short, Sir Mythos suddenly reaches out a hand to grab my face by the chin. He forces my head up at a painful angle. There is no breaking his curse, princess, not unless Fritz is somehow able to mentally overpower Varg. And we all know how formidable Varg is. Sir Mythos releases me. Now, put the ideas out of your pretty little head. Don't you already have everything you ever wanted? He smiles wearily before turning and walking out of the throne room, leaving me alone and trembling. To break the curse, Fritz has to overthrow Varg in his own mind. Some coldness descends upon me. I wrap my arms around myself and shudder. I turn to look at the king, but he has not moved since my encounter with Sir Mythos. Your Majesty, did I do this to you? Mother, if she were here, she could make sense of this to me. Mother, where are you? I stare at my now trembling hands. This is not what I wanted at all. Princess, we cannot... I am the crown princess, which is why we cannot allow you to leave on your own, your highness. It is strange to think, just a few months ago, these same men did everything they could to keep me out of the palace. Your highness, you need an escort if you plan to leave. I can take care of myself. Back to being a nuisance, I see. Sir, they know who he is. I watched in stunned silence as both soldiers salute at Varg. Varg turns to smirk at me. Well, what's going on here? The princess wishes to leave the palace to visit the town. Does she now? I can feel Varg's eyes on me, but I refuse to look at him. Fine, I'll accompany her. But the queen said, the words die in the man's throat as Varg turns to glower at him. His eyes flash with impatience, and it is enough to coax the soldiers into silence. Open the gates. Yes, sir. The gates swing open. I rush out, thinking that maybe if I move fast enough, I can lose a Varg. So what are we here for? Though I tried my hardest to shake him, Varg is still irritatingly close. It is impossible to leave him. Princess. Varg leans out and wraps his fingers around my elbow, pulling me to a stop in the shadows of the alleyway. My irritation is immediate. I look up to glare at him. What are we doing in town? As much as I don't want to agree with those idiot knights, you really shouldn't be wandering the streets. My next words are cold and sharp. Why not? Before, that was what everyone insisted I do. And now, the only thing everyone wants from me is to stay indoors. I think someone's using power tools outside. Who's doing that? It's cold. The neighbor is building a overhang. So it might be them working on it. Varg is silent for a few moments before finally letting out an exasperated sigh. Angelia is not what it was, princess. What are you talking about? Varg places his hands on my shoulders and turns me so that I am looking out on the streets. I am not overly familiar with the kingdom, but even I can tell that something is off. The shop that had once had colorful display windows are now empty. Their displays are dull or non-existent. The liveliness of the market stalls is all but gone. My gaze is drawn to the bakery shop that Fritz had taken me all those months ago. Its dim windows tells me that it's closed. There's so many different sweets here. Buy whatever you like. Are you certain? Absolutely. I know nothing makes you happier than a good pastry. How do you know that? Well, it's the knight's job to know those sorts of things. Just how much do you know about me? Nothing anyone else wouldn't know. What's my favorite color? Blue. My favorite flower? Lilies. I told you that those croissants were famous, right? Those are my favorite. I'll get a croissant then. Not a custard Danish? I thought you liked those best. A croissant, of course, right away. An all too familiar ache beats in my chest. Has it been that long since that day? Everything was so vibrant and full of energy back then. This place was so lively, and there was music that filled the streets and performers everywhere. But now, so much has changed. It's so silent. The streets are so empty, and the eyes of the people, their eyes are glazed and unseen just as the king's. I step forward to get a better look without realizing. I am only dimly aware of Varg's hand, which have not moved from my shoulder. What happened? The queen happened, but the people. She can take control and can demand obedience, but she cannot force love or loyalty. The people of Angelia are being crushed, princess, and they know who's responsible for it. Varg's voice is hushed, but he still draws stares. I flinch back at the expression on the people's faces as they look at us. There is fear in their eyes. I instinctively retreat back into Varg, his hands tighten on my shoulders. They know that you're her daughter. These are the looks they have always given me. This is why they have feared me. Abruptly, Varg draws his cape around me, enclosing me in darkness. When the light finally flickers back into my consciousness, I am facing a completely different street. What did you do? Smoke and mirrors. Things might have gotten out of hand back there, so I got us out. He suddenly releases me and nudges me forward. Can we return to the palace now? I grit my teeth. I still want to see the town. It's impossible to think that the entire place is so changed. How is that possible? Sir Mythos said Mother was out. I really need to see her. It's almost dinner time, Princess. Your family will be expecting you. Mother will be expecting me. I should go see her at dinner, right? Thinking about everything that has transpired exhausts me. I rub my eyes and sigh. Fine, let us return. When I entered the dining hall, a familiar figure stands by one of the windows. I have not seen her in 4 years, but she remains unchanged. Standing before me is the only person whose love I have never doubted. Mother, oh dearest one. I move towards her immediately, like a moth to a flame. Soon, I have my arms wrapped around her in a hug. I do not care that I am crying. Mother, I missed you so much, and I have missed you. I cannot believe that Mother is indeed alive. I am crying so hard tears blur my eyes, and it takes effort to speak. I thought you died. Mother presses a soft, cool hand to my cheek. Her touch is more comforting than I remember. And it is thanks to you that I did not. I am so proud of you, love. I had thought her warmth would envelop me longer, but Mother is quick to draw away from me. I look up at her in confusion and flinch when I see that her gaze is cold. But I heard you left the palace today. What have I told you about leaving the palace, Lucetta? No excuses. You know my feelings on this. But have you truly become so disrespectful while I was absent? Let's not fight. Not tonight. Yes, Mother. Come, sit. There's a heaviness in my chest as I remember who sat in them. Those are Ophelia, Rod, and Emily's places, and the king's. I turn to look at him and feel my heart falter, then sink. Lucetta, the king is sitting in his usual seat, but his expression is as vacant as it was earlier. It's nothing. Mother follows my line of sight and frowns. Mythos told me of your request. I have not anticipated that you would require something from him in exchange for reviving me, but no matter. I have no desire to see Alacaster's plans come to fruition. Where is Sir Alacaster? Mother beckons quietly with a wave of her hand, and servants begin to place platters of food on the table. Exiled? Then why is Varg still here? Mother looked at me with knowing eyes, as the servants spoon soup into our bowls. You still need a guard, my dear. It was fortuitous of me to retain him, considering your actions today. I looked down, mind racing. But enough of those inconsequential notions. We must discuss your training. You are the crown princess, and you must learn how to be queen. Eventually, you too shall become the tenebrium bearer. I will show you how to control it. It was impossible for me to think of Mother as a witch, but seeing how she speaks so casually of the tenebrium, and considering that all that has happened this week, I have no choice but to believe it. Why did you not tell me about the tenebrium, about the witches? Dearest one, you were so young. I wanted to protect you. And no matter now. And it is no matter now, for I am here. I will teach you through practical demonstrations. I've always found that to be the most effective way. She looks at me sharply. We will begin by punishing those that curse you. Fear and shock immediately floods through me. Punish Parfait and Delora? They've acted to keep you from me and your destiny. They must be punished. Now you wish for revenge on those that have wronged you? Stay silent. They must be punished. Mother sighs and puts down her spoon. Must I remind you of how people will seek to use you? How they will abuse your trust and your position in order to take from you? What other reason could those people have for cursing you? Regardless, we will start your lessons tomorrow. For some reason, my eyes are drawn once more to the king. He has not moved since the dinner began. His soup still untouched. The king is barely conscious. Mother is right here, so close to me, and yet I feel nothing. You will succeed in all things, my dear. Mother speaks, and my attention snaps back to her. I expect nothing but your full devotion to this task. I mechanically bring a spoon of soup to my mouth and swallow without tasting. Could I really punish anyone? Oh, dearest one. Mother's voice pulls me from my thoughts. She reaches over and brushes my hair away from my face. Her touch is heartbreakingly familiar. She's right here, but I feel like this is the most distant I have been from her. We're never going to be separated again. Oh, chapter 8. Lucetta, I can't do this. You're not trying hard enough, but it's almost as if you do not wish to complete your training. Ever since Mother came back, she's been teaching me how to use magic, but her methods are, well, I cannot bring myself to agree with her teachings. But this is a little bird, no more. The bird is alive. It's been trying to escape the dome. It's been trapped under this whole time. Your bleeding heart will be the end of all of us, Lucetta. Do you feel such turmoil every time you have a meal? Do I need to remind you of how many animals are killed on a daily basis just for your meals? But this is different. Why can't Mother see that? All you are doing is removing the air in the dome. This is a lesson about control. How else are we going to tell when you succeed without such a bromedier? Mother raises her hand and without any apparent effort manipulates the air in the dome. Now you can see how simple it is. I stare at the bird's lifeless body inside the dome. The sight of it brings back old memories. This happened before, and even then I was not able to save the bird's life. And because you hesitated, another bird must be brought in. How many birds will it take, Lucetta? I need you to focus, dearest heart. We will continue tomorrow, and I expect you to perform as expected. Do you understand, Lucetta? I nod my head numbly. Mother opens her arms and beckons me towards her. I reluctantly step towards her so that she can embrace me. There is no more warmth in her embrace. There is nothing. Mother strokes my hair before I found the gesture endearing and comforting, but now I feel cold. I do this because I love you, Lucetta. You understand this? Yes? The words I want to say are trapped in my throat. Mother pulls back, a questioning look in her eyes. Say you love me, darling. Of course I love you. I do love her, but things are different now. I cannot deny who she is or what she can do. Mother sighs heavily before releasing me and turning around. Varg. The doors open and Varg steps inside immediately. He kneels before us. Your Majesty, take my daughter back to her room. As you command. Varg rises and bows before holding open the door for me. Princess. Good night, Mother. I curtsy and follow Varg out of the throne room. Ever since Fritz disappeared the day I woke up, he has not returned. The hope that he would return and Varg would be destroyed is slowly disappearing. Every morning I wake up and find Varg standing outside my door. I become more disheartened. I look at Varg's back as he walks in front of me. How am I supposed to bring Fritz back? Varg is only getting stronger. At this rate, Fritz will... Aduvia. You know, that will not work anymore, Princess. Fritz used to come when I said that word, but I no longer see any signs of him. Worried about your night. Let me tell you something that might lift your spirits then. He's not gone. What? He doesn't think he can afford to lose. He's not giving up control without a fight. Thought you might want to know. Why are you telling me this? You haven't been yourself for the past few days, but why do you care? I like how shocked he looks in this photo. Like, what do you mean I don't care? He turns and looks at me. He is looking at me the same way Fritz always does, with gentle acceptance. I could almost believe I was looking at Fritz and not Varg. I've been asking myself the same question. I know these feelings for you aren't my own, and yet... feelings for me? I guess his emotions for you are too strong. It rubbed off on me, and now I'm stuck caring about you too. Varg's expression changes, a subtle sadness creeping into his eyes. Stupid. We both know who you'll choose when the time comes. What? Varg smiles, but it is devoid of any cheer. He turns around and continues walking without waiting for me. Hurry up, princess. The rest of our walk is in silence. The night is deep and gentle, but I cannot find peace or sleep in the all-consuming silence. It's been 2 weeks since Mother returned. Oh, excuse me. And 2 weeks since I've been able to sleep through the night. Most of my days are spent at Mother's side. When we aren't patrolling Angelia, she is teaching me how to use the tenebrium, readying me as her successor. Every day, it only becomes clear to me the kingdom is suffering. The people fear and hate us. It's even worse than it was before. Mother is cruel to everyone, even though I have yet to see them do anything wrong. This is why Father hated her? Your Highness, I beg your forgiveness. My child was not watching where he was going. The man's son had wandered out in front of us. The soldiers' horses would have crushed the child if the man hadn't pushed him out of the way. The stop on the road has caused a delay in our arrival back to the palace. Mother had been out visiting an old witch friend. Mother? There's a blinding flash of light as Mother draws a shape in the air. When the light clears, the man has disappeared in front of us. He is collapsed against the wall of a nearby building. Mother threw him into a building. Let us continue. But the man isn't moving. Come along, Lucetta. Mother, why did you do that? That man... Are you questioning me, Lucetta? Mother's gaze is cold as steel. Her eyes are sharp as blades. I flinch away from her. You have become soft. The world has changed you while I was sleeping. Do not worry, dearest heart. I will bring you back to what you were before. Mother smiled at me then, the same smile she would always give me as a child. I used to be comforted by the sight of it, but now it terrifies me. And the king. I choke down the lump in my throat. He is gone. He speaks, he eats, but he is not here. It is as if... What? If it were not clear in his action, it's clear when I look into his eyes. He's right there, yet I miss him. The frustration makes me restless. I stand up so that I can make my way towards the window and stare outside. I'm being ridiculous. Why should I miss him when he has been nothing but neglectful? I have forgotten how he stopped caring for me when he invited his new family into the palace. He treasured them and his kingdom more than he ever loved me. He never valued me, and yet I would give everything to go back to how things have been. The weight on my shoulders and in my heart is overwhelming. The feeling only worsens when I turn my thoughts to another person, Fritz. With a sigh, I lean my forehead against the cool glass of the window. Varg said Fritz is still fighting. How can I help him? Fritz, who... Before I can turn, someone clasps a hand over my mouth. The rest of my words are muffled. A long time no see. Jurin? That's right. Remain calm, princess. She slowly lowers her hand. I turn around and stare, surprised to see her in my room. What are you doing here? She smiles. We're on a rescue mission. We? At that moment, a man sidesteps into the doorway. His footsteps cautious and soft. Garland? He does not turn completely, but cranes his neck to give me a soft smile. Glad to see you're safe, Princess. I can barely believe the two of them are standing here. It's been so long. We apologize for being late. We've been trying to get into the palace for the last few months, but a powerful shield has been keeping us from entering. Lady Parfait could easily destroy it, but it would mean destroying the palace as well. The last thing we wanted is to cause panic among the people. Oops. Mythos and Varg are crafty. They have been watching over the palace like hawks, and it's difficult to speak with Prince Rod when he was being watched around the clock. We needed more time to make sure our rescue mission would not fail. How did you find a way inside? Lady Parfait managed to find a weak spot in the shield, but it's thin and only allows a few people into the palace at one time. Garland and I know this place better than anyone, that's why we're here to rescue you. Delora and Lady Parfait wanted to come, but the shield easily detects witches and fairies. But they're waiting for us at the margin, Princess. Was I meant to escape with Rod and Emily? Yes, that was the only other plan we had, though it didn't go as expected when someone caught whiff of their plans and sent Varg out to kill them. So they tried to save me before and failed. You're not supposed to be here. What if Mother finds you? No need to be so angry, Princess. I stare at Durin in response. They do not understand what will happen if Mother sees them. You haven't changed a bit since you left. Durin sighs and shakes her head. The disappointment in her voice is blatant. Durin, I wanted to explain, but doing so would take so much time. They will not understand how dangerous Mother is in person unless they have seen her. There's no point saying anything. Durin looks at me seriously. Let's go. Durin heads towards the door, but stops when she notices that I am not following. Coming, Princess? How could the merchant accept me back? Do they even want me to return? I only realized I have spoken aloud when Durin answers me. Princess, we wouldn't be here if that wasn't the case. We have to leave now. We're running out of time. I nod and follow them out of my room. Durin leads the way, and I follow after her, Garland bringing up the rear, his eyes alert as he constantly surveys our surrounding. The night around us is cold and still, but the quiet only makes me more anxious. Varg usually appears in situations like this. Why is he not here? And I feel so useless having to be rescued like this. Garland reaches out to place a hand on my shoulder. We're almost out. I nod, not trusting my voice. Garland stands at attention as we continue slowly moving forward. Eventually, a figure moves to block our path. And what's this? I cannot move. Durin and Garland, however, already have their swords out. The deadly metal glitters in the gray glow of the moon. And here I thought a fairy had shown up. Mythos. Her voice is a low growl. It's so full of malice, it makes the hair on the back of my neck stand on end. Let us pass. And if I did, where would you be taking the princess? Durin's shoulders tense. Garland glares at Mythos from behind her. I could lie. It would be easier to just kill you. You're as bloodthirsty as ever. My blankets are not sitting nicely. Okay. Unfortunately, I cannot allow your mischief to continue. Sir Mythos had just begun to raise a hand when Durin darts forward, her sword gleaming as she raises it to slice at his arm. Sir Mythos howls, falling hard to the ground as he curls in on himself to handle his injury. Go, quickly. The remaining silent is all but shattered as we run away from Mythos. Though he is in pain, I can still hear his voice call out from behind us. Do not think this will be so easy, princess. I ignore him and keep running, not daring to look back. We've been running for a while now. My legs are beginning to go numb. Only a little longer, princess, and then we'll be out. You're doing well. I can do no more than nod. I am pathetic. I'm slowing them down so much. There, I can see the exit. Watch out. Jern falls back to evade the explosion and bumps into me in the process. Moments later, however, she is once again standing at the ready with her sword. Garland sets his hands firmly on my shoulders to help me regain my balance. What was that? A familiar face emerges from the smoke, her expression cold. Lucetta, I didn't want to believe Mythos, but here you are. Princess, get back. Mother turns to face Jern and Garland, her expression full of content. I remembered you, and you as well. I thought I was rid of Alacaster's pets. We do not work for Sir Alacaster. No, you and your pet have changed allies, haven't you? What? What did you call him? The smile on Mother's face is bright and cruel. It sends chills down my spine. Is that not what he is? Mother casually waves a hand at Garland, who remains quiet. He follows you around like a lost puppy. God. He's so desperate for a scrap of affection that he would do anything for you, regardless of his own pride. It is admirable how well he knows his commands. Stop it. Come, Garland. Sit, Garland. Good boy, Garland. Shut up. Jern, don't. But his words come too late. Jern rushes forward, her body nothing but a blur, her teeth bared in savage hatred. Jern is fast, but Mother is faster. She raises her hand and says Jern back with a terrible flash of light. And you defend his honor as if he were some poor maiden. How pathetic. Garland's voice is soft as he studies Jern. Jern, please. She's just trying to get a rise out of you. I know that. Jern throws his hand off, a murderous look in her eyes as she glares at Mother. Mother remains in the same place, smiling that terrible smile of hers. She's amused by this. Get the princess out of here. What are you saying? I'm not leaving you here. Once she's safe, come back for me. Jern finally turns to look at him, a soft smile on her face. Trust me. There is a moment of silence as the two gaze at each other. Unspoken words pass between them, and eventually Jern caves. All right. Are you done? Mother hasn't moved, but her patience is in. But her presence in the small tunnel is overwhelming. Her magic smothers the very air. Jern sinks into a stance, her body loose and poised. Ready when you are. Mother does not attack. Instead, she turns to face me with one graceful movement. Lucetta, stop this nonsense. This is not the time for games. Be a good girl and go back to your room. Reason with her? Mother, please. Is this how I am to be repaid? I take a step back as her voice echoes around the tunnels. Her voice is rising unnaturally. Consuming the sound of the tunnels is much like her magic is. I have given my everything to you, all of my love. Has that meant nothing to you, dearest one? You would choose these people, these traitors, over your own mother. My heart aches. It would be so easy just to do as she says and obey, but everything has gone wrong since I brought Mother back. This is not what I wanted. This isn't right. Mother's love isn't what love should be. Mother is not who I thought she was. When I look at her now, all I can see is what she truly is, evil. Clearly, you have become corrupted during my absence. I suppose it must be the work of the infernal fairies. Never mind. Once I destroy each and every one of them, you will return to me, my daughter. She raises her hand, and light curls around her fingers, but before she can cast the spell, Durin is at my mother's side. Durin's sword glints as it slices through the air. And through Mother's clothes. Go. Princess, come on. But Durin, if we leave her alone... Garland pulls me away from Mother and Durin as their battle begins. I hear the dull clatter of metal as we run, and can see the flash of lights even as we skate back the way we came. We have not gotten far when I forced Durin Garland to stop. It is only when I grab his shoulder that he stops and turns to look at me. Princess, we cannot leave her there. Maybe I can convince Mother to let her go. You really think you convince that witch? I can try. My job is to keep you safe. Mother has all the power of the crystallum tenebrium at her disposal. I force myself to say it. Garland will not last long. Garland, Garland, you have to know this too. Durin must know as well. His jaw hardens and he stares at me, not truly looking at me but through me. Please, we cannot let her die. Not when we might be able to do something about it. He stares at the ground, his expression conflicted. I know he cares for her, and that is why he must go back for her. When we return to the scene, it is very different. Blood splatters the tunnel walls, and Durin is on her knees, bent forward, facing away from us. Mother is nowhere to be seen. Garland is suddenly in front of me, mindlessly racing towards her. Durin. All at once, she seems to come alive. She gasps out for breath and coughs. What are you doing here? I told you... Her voice wavers as Garland crouches down in front of her. He folds himself around her and pulls her gently to his chest. His eyes are shut tight as he buries his face in her hair. Durin chokes back a sob as she reaches up to hold him tightly. I exhale in relief. Both of them are alive and safe. You idiot, I told you to get her out. The princess gave me permission to disobey. He lifts his head and smiles back at me. She outranks you, at least as far as titles are concerned. Garland slowly guides her to her feet. What happened? The queen disappeared and Durin suddenly stops. We hear it at the same time, a terrible ripping sound like the air itself is being torn. I see the slither of shadows and unnatural light in the darkness, and suddenly I realize what is happening. My panicking mind is only able to process everything that is happening in slow motion. Mother appears behind Durin, posed to strike. I see the horror in Garland's eyes, then acceptance and determination. I try to cry out a warning, anything, but I can barely breathe. Garland pushes Durin towards me and out of the way as he rushes my mother. At the same time, Garland pushes forward. Mother holds out her hand. It takes only a single heartbeat for her to plunge it into Garland's chest. What a loyal pet, given his life for hers. Garland's face crumples in on itself. Even from where I am, I can hear Mother's twist her hand inside him. And how sad. Mother wrenches her bloody hand out, and he falls to the ground. You fool, you didn't even tell her you loved her. Jaren runs at my mother, a desperate cry of grief and rage escaping her. No, she is too weak from her own injuries. She can barely hold up her sword. I am unable to speak or move, as Jaren rushes towards her own death. But Mother simply sidesteps her expression disinterested as Jaren falls to her knees. I was kind enough to kill him slowly for you, so you could say your goodbyes. Mother turns to face me, blood dripping from her hand down to her dress where it congeals and oozes like black tar. Do you understand now, dearest one? This is what I must do. This is what I must do now to all those who have corrupted you. You were the one who forced my hand. Don't forget that. For a moment, the air in the tunnel disappears, and a terrible silence fills the darkness. By the time the air comes rushing back into my starved lungs, Mother is gone. The tunnel is empty, lights flickering in the aftermath. The only thing I can hear, apart from the rushing blood in my ears, is Jaren's sobs. Garland, no. I make my way slowly towards her. It's like wading slowly through murky water. Jaren is leaning over Garland and has his head in her lap. He is still breathing. Parfait can help him. When I crouch down to see the open wound Mother left behind, I swallow down the bile that rises in my throat, along with any of the words of comfort. Magic cannot fix this. I get down on my knees beside Jaren. This is my fault. Don't cry. He smiles at her. It's a genuine smile that breaks my heart. Jaren shakes her head. No, Garland, you can't. Jaren, I love... His voice trails off as he slowly closes his eyes, his breathing becoming more labored. He gasps one last time before his body stills completely. I bite down on my tongue and bow my head as Jaren howls her loss into the silence of the blood-soaked tunnel. We spend some time with Jaren in the tunnels. Jaren shakes with silent sobs as she grips his still body. But eventually she gently removes Garland from her lap as she stands up. She takes his sword as she presses her hand on his face one last time. Then she turns and walks away from Garland's body with his sword clenched tightly in one hand. She grips her sword in the other. It takes all I have to keep up with her. Jaren, this is all not now. Her voice is quiet, and all the more disturbing of it. This is my fault. Lucetta, Jaren. Waltz, what's he doing here? Waltz comes running up to us, his eyebrows creased with worry. I've been waiting so long I was about to... He pauses, his eyes flickering to the swords in Jaren's hand. Why do you have Garland's sword? Waltz's face pales. Where is he? Gone. What? Garland is gone. Her hand tightens on the sword in her hand. For a few moments, her shoulders slouch, but then she turns away abruptly and continues walking. Let's go. Waltz turns to me. They said it was going to be a simple in and out, so I let them go alone. What happened in there? What do I say? What do I say? Nothing. Princess? Waltz falls silent as he studies my face. Then he sighs before taking my hand. We'll sort this out at the marchant. Come on. Soon as the marchant doors close behind us, Jaren collapses. Luckily, I am close enough to catch her And Waltz is fast enough to catch one of her arms, and Waltz is fast enough to catch the other. Move her to the chair. Together we manage to guide Jurin to a chair. We set her down as gently as we can. I watch as she unfolds on the chair, and that is when I see the dark red slashes and tears in her clothes. Some of her wounds are open and visibly bleeding. Excuse me. Waltz pulls the cloth from his back pocket and hands it to me. Clean out what you can. I'll get Lady Parfait and Rumple. He runs off, leaving me alone with Jurin. It looks like she's bleeding everywhere. I steel myself and kneel by her side. Gently, I reach out and begin to wipe at the worst of what I could see. Jurin moans and I flinch in sympathy. I'm sorry. I feel a lump in my throat. I convinced Garland to go back. If I hadn't, he wouldn't be... Jurin shifts slightly to put her hand on my cheek. Her touch is cool and gentle. There is a softness in her gaze and an unexpected kindness in the touch of her hand. After a moment, Jurin slowly nods and her eyes fall closed with a sigh. Wait, is she okay? Waltz, she just closed her eyes. She's not speaking. She's not going to die, is she? Not if I have anything to say about it. Excuse me, princess. Rumple gently pushes me aside, and I let him hovering over his shoulder as he crouches to inspect. Well, princess. Waltz steps beside me and gently places a hand on my arm. What? Rumple needs to work his magic now. And so why don't we get you something to drink? I'm not going to leave her. Princess, please, we should let Rumple work. I look back over my shoulder, watching how carefully Rumple tends to Jurin. Okay. Walt's hand acts as my lifeline as he helps me into the tavern area. My legs become weaker with every step. Hey, stranger. Delora? I only realize that I am running to her after I barrel into her. I bury my face in her shoulder as I suppress a sob. Delora's arms come around me, holding me tight as whatever calm facade I was holding up comes apart at the seams. Walt, would you please get those mugs? Of course. Delora leads me to one of the benches, one of her arms still around me so she can rub my back. Somehow the simple gesture is helping me calm down. Lucetta, you are hurt. I shake my head. Thank goodness for that. I stay in her embrace until Walt returns to place something on the table. How are you doing? I pull away reluctantly to rub at my eyes. I'm okay. Delora takes a mug and places it in my hand. Good, now drink. I do not question and raise the mug to my mouth. Hot chocolate. Delora made this for me before. Speaking of hot drinks, I might have to go get one after this. I am so cold. I take a few deep swallows of the hot, sweet liquid. Better? Yes. Lucetta, can you tell me what happened? Lucetta? I cannot bring myself to tell her what happened. I feel so ashamed. Was Hilda responsible for this? Just hearing Mother's name made me flinch. I thought so. I had told Garland we should go back. This is my fault. The silence of the tavern is deafening. Finish your hot chocolate, Lucetta. I obey without a word. Everyone is going to be so angry with me. It's my fault Garland is dead, and it's my fault Durin is injured. Have you heard about your step family? I know they're gone and they... Hey, don't look like that. I'll have you know that I have to use a sleeping spell on Prince Rod and Princess Emily earlier. They heard about what we were going to do tonight. I don't think I would have been able to stop them from coming along on the rescue mission otherwise. What? You got them out, Princess. Varg would have killed them if you hadn't stepped in. The Queen was already waiting at the end of the tunnel on the day the Prince and Princess escaped. Alacaster must have somehow gotten wind of the escape plan, which is why he had Varg try to eliminate them then and there. Security tightened more after that day. Oh, thank goodness. And we've been worrying about you ever since you left. Ever since you stormed out all those months ago. Dolores smiles is sad as she reaches to push my hair out of my face. None of this is your fault, Lucetta. If anything, it's mine. Mine and Parfait's for letting this happen. We tried to help you escape, but we couldn't break the shield around the palace in fear of putting everyone inside in danger. That is why we had to wait. We never thought we'd have to worry about Hildur being revived. And though we would have liked to save you outside of the palace. That's right, I was out of the palace more than a couple times, once with Varg and another with Mother. We couldn't put our lives of others in danger. When Hildur was right there, she would have killed the citizens. Even if I wanted to escape that day I was with Varg, he wouldn't have let me. I gripped my now empty mug. Princess, I understand how you feel, and I know it's difficult, but frankly, we have bigger fish to fry. I think you realize now what kind of person Hildur is. I do. Then you know what we must do. I know too well what it is we must do. In fact, I knew this was bound to happen sooner or later. I started this. I don't know if I can fix everything, and I do not know if I can save Angelia. But no matter how long it might take, I must make things right. I finally look up at Delora and nod. We must stop Mother. Okay, 2 more chapters. Because of the severity of Durin's wounds, Rumples decides he would bring her to the nearest clinic so she could be better cared for. Annie's decided to go with him. Ophelia and her children decided to go as well. Now the only ones left here at the tavern are me, Delora, Waltz, and Karma. They might not say it, but I am sure they blame me for what is happening in Angelia right now. I need to make things right. Mother has always been the person that mattered most to me. I never questioned or disobeyed her because she was so important. She was my light in days that were often so dark. But I have no choice. If Mother isn't stopped, who knows how many more lives will be lost. The only way to stop her is to kill her. I'm sorry, but that is the only way. Delora has a knowing look in her eyes as she turns to address Waltz. We'll leave as soon as Parfait comes back from her meeting with the fairies. If you can fully use your magic, then we might actually stand a chance. Magic? What are you talking about? Waltz is a street magician. How can that be of help? Don't underestimate our magician. Waltz is a witch, and a lot stronger than he looks. You know, I have the Neverland curse, yes? Your mother was the witch that cursed me. What? But Waltz, if you're also a witch, how can you become cursed? Your mother is the Tenebrium Bearer, which means she has the power to punish all witches if she chooses. And that is why I was cursed. His expression darkens. Hildur needed to be stopped. I knew I couldn't defeat her alone, so I enlisted the help of the fairies. I betrayed her and she punished me before she died. Waltz almost single-handedly brought about the end of the Great War. He's the reason we've been enjoying this peace for as long as we have. I never knew. Of course, you can only imagine how displeased Hildur was with Waltz. Hildur stole my shadow and sealed it away in Neverland, your shadow. We're just gonna skip all this dialogue. We've seen it multiple times now. All it is Waltz explaining his curse. He needs to find Neverland and Tinkerbell, which is a box and key, and it happens to be in Lucetta's possession at the palace in her room. Bright light flashes through the margin. I cough as smoke envelops the tavern. A silhouette emerges in front of us. I feel my blood turn cold when I realize who it is. Varg. Just when I thought I was safe, Varg appears. Oops. I always forget how powerful this thing can get. Where previously there had been a wall made of stone, sturdy and strong, there are now a sizable hole. Bricks and stone collapsed inwards in the aftermath. The dust rises to settle around Varg's feet, where he stands. Hope I'm not disturbing anything, but all the doors were locked. Karma? Delora and I turn to glance at the wall behind us where Waltz is looking. Karma is standing there, injured. His forehead has a large gash, and one of his arms is limp and useless. He still manages to tighten his grip of his sword with his other hand. Where did Karma come from? I would have appreciated you destroying less property when you knocked on the tavern door. And I would have appreciated if you'd gotten out of my way when I asked politely, so I wouldn't have had to resort to explosions. Seems both of us are disappointed. What do you want, Varg? Don't we all know the answer to that question already? Varg looks at me expectantly. I thought the stolen goods would be brought here. What did you just call me? Karma lets out a harsh laugh. Has no one told you that women do not like being imprisoned against their will? Has no one told you people that it's... has no one told you that it's not good to steal? I am not an item to be stolen or imprisoned. I ball my hands into fists. I cannot let Varg hurt anyone here. Varg growls, his eyes bright and angry as he glares at me. You need to give up on him, princess. Never. Fritz, I know you're still in there. No matter what you say, nothing will change. Fritz is gone. He won't. Varg chokes. You are being very annoying. Did it work? Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed Karma preparing to attack while Varg is momentarily weakened. But something does not feel right. Karma, stop. What? Get the princess away from here. What's happening? That voice. Fritz. Despite the fact that it is Varg standing before me, it is most certainly Fritz looking at me through those eyes. Please, I don't know how long I can hold him here. You will need to get out of here while you still can. You need to keep the princess safe. Keep her away from the palace. Waltz, get her out of here. No. I dodge Waltz reaching hands. As I attempt to run towards Fritz. Keep her safe, please. Now, don't hurt him. Karma rushes forward, his sword raised just as Waltz grabs my hand and pulls me out of the way. No. Time slows as I watch Varg slowly come back to coherence. His lips curl into a snarl as he begins to bring his cane down to the floor. Delora throws her hand out, and the colliding light races towards Varg. Varg stumbles back, his cane never hitting the floor. Varg growls as he glares up at Delora. Witches are so inconvenient. Unfortunately, Delora is not the only inconvenienced one in this room. Varg raises his cane to block Karma's next swing. Waltz grips my hand and tugs. We have to go, princess. There must be something I can do. Help them? My eyes drift to Varg's cane. If I can get it away from him, then Delora and Karma will stand a chance. With renewed determination, I run towards Varg. I barrel past Karma and hit Varg square in the gut with my shoulder, forcing him backwards to the ground. I manage to get the cane away from him, clutching it as Varg rises and begins to advance towards me. I don't think I noticed it last time, but his cane's no longer in the splash art. No time for games, give it back. No. You really are nothing without your cane, aren't you? For a moment, there is only silence as Varg freezes. I cannot read the expression on his face. Varg breaks the silence when he busts out laughing. It is a sound that herds certain chaos. The cane is not my only weapon. I watch Varg slip a dagger out of his sleeve. And what are you going to do with that little thing? Poke me? Who said anything about you? With a smirk, Varg brings the dagger to his neck. This dagger is more than enough to do some damage to the princess's favorite knight. No, that is definitely cheating. This is ridiculous. You share a body, you'll end up hurting yourself too. Varg shrugs, and I cannot tell if he's really unconcerned or pretending to me. I'll do whatever it takes. Varg smiles at me. Now, give me back my cane and do precisely as I tell you, or the boy does. I stand still, not looking away from Varg's gaze. If Fritz dies, you die as well. Are you not afraid of death? I was never really alive to begin with. I'm just a bit of Fritz's mind given independence. This body isn't mine, so I can destroy it and not feel a thing. It would be Fritz that suffered. Princess, don't listen to him. You know it's a trap. I know Waltz is telling the truth. I can see it in the look of Varg's face. I grip the cane to me tightly. Varg is lying. He will definitely suffer. And I cannot let that happen. Now, do as you're told, little princess. Don't be stupid, Lucetta. You'll leave everyone here alone? Varg nods, as my princess commands. Princess, don't. But just as I start moving towards Varg, a bright light shines from behind me. And Buffet's here. The shield of light pushes forward, shoving Varg back through the hole he's made. I turn and see Parfait. She comes to stand in front of me. Listen closely, we don't have much time. Parfait's eyes flicker to Varg, who's shifting ever so slightly in the rubble. Tomorrow, midnight, meet us at the palace gates. Bring Neverland and Tinkerbell with you. Do you understand? I falter as I imagine what Parfait could possibly be planning, but I have no time and can read nothing in her gaze. There is nothing else I can do but nod. Yes, I understand. Parfait smiles as she caresses my cheek with a gentle hand. I have faith in you, princess. We all do. Parfait grabs me by the shoulder and forcefully pushes me towards Varg. He catches me, his hand firmly grasping my shoulder as I careen into him. Keep her safe, Fritz. Varg flinches. He is inhaling and getting ready to speak when the air around us suddenly thins and we are swallowed by light. When I am able to breathe again, I see that I'm back at the palace. Did Parfait transport us? I become aware that Varg still has his hands on my shoulder. And I wrench from his grip. Strange that your friend would actually send you back here. Seems like you need to retrieve something from the palace. Varg reaches out and snatches the cane from my hands. I'm not letting you leave the palace again, princess. The palace is silent, as if none of the chaos just happened. Like it was all a dream. I ignore Varg and walk back through the gates. I slam my bedroom door behind me and lock it. It's only been a few hours since I've been here. I close my eyes and will the memories away. Now is not the time. I must keep my promise to Parfait. I begin to search for Neverland and Tinkerbell. I cannot find Neverland, so I will go to bed and keep searching tomorrow. My sleep is broken and disjointed, so when dawn comes, I'm already half awake. I put Tinkerbell in my pocket and continue my search. I've been meaning to fix Neverland, but I always forgot. But it's not here. Who could have taken it? Could it be Mother or Mythos? Where should I look? The dining hall? Yeah. It would be easy to hide a box like Neverland among the things in the dining hall. There's no one in the dining hall when I enter. No one eats here anymore, not since Ophelia, Rod, and Emily left. It looks empty without them. I drag my eyes away from the large dining table. Where do I even begin to look for Neverland? Maybe I should start where the cutlery is. But after almost half an hour of searching, I still have not located the box. I've gone through every drawer and cupboard here, but I haven't found anything remotely close to looking like Neverland. I should look somewhere else. If Mother took the Neverland, it would make sense that she wanted to keep it in sight. I slip into the throne room and thankfully it is empty. Where should I look? Looking for this. Mother? I look in the direction of the throne room and Mother is standing there holding a familiar object in her hands. You hurt me so much last night. I hope you're not planning on leaving me again. I know you're hurting too, dearest one. I know you want to stay here with me. Mother sighs and suddenly I can see the mother from my memories, the one that had held me close and sung me to sleep at night. If Fred didn't interfere, you would be so much more happy. Fred, once upon a time she was a dear friend. We were like sisters until she betrayed me. She is no doubt going to be going by a different name to hide her true nature from you. But you now know. You know that she is pulling you from your birthright. You were happier when you could not remember, weren't you? What? Oh, my darling. Mother reaches for me and I cannot move as she sets a hand on my cheek. I have only ever wanted to protect you, Lucetta. I've only wanted what's best for you. Mother gently runs a hand through my hair. I sacrificed so much so that my daughter could be the crown princess. I don't want to erase your memories. I didn't want to erase your memories, but I knew how much it would hurt you if you knew my true nature. And I knew how sad you would be if you knew just how much your father did not love us. either of us. All because of his ridiculous love for that wretched harlot and her whelps, the same commodore he married after I was gone. The woman he sought to marry from the start, Ophelia? The king loved Ophelia for that long? Isn't that unbelievable, that he still is so loyal to her even after he had me? I should have made good on my threat and just killed her, regardless of whether Gennaro did as I demanded. Ah, but he always hated the witches. That is why he was so cruel to you, why he was so cruel to the both of us. Dearest one, we only have each other. So it was, so it will be. I am the only one who will never hurt you. The only one you will ever need to love and obey. Your longing for someone else, your memories of anyone else, they are unnecessary. I won't let you break the traitor's curse. Now be a good girl and come back with me. Run? I quickly bolt in the opposite direction. I need to get away from her. I do not get far. I crash into an invisible wall just before I get to the door. Do you really think you can easily get away from me, child? Mother's eyes glitter as light begins to collect in her palms. I can only bear your disobedience for so long, Lucetta. It seems you require discipline. Mother raises her hands, the light reflecting the cruelty in her gaze that I am now too familiar with. The air crackles and I brace myself for whatever Mother might unleash. I feel a hand on my back and then I am pushed away. I fall down on the ground. Heart, what was that? Did you miss me? Delora, how did you get in here? I had some help. Princess. Fritz? Fritz runs towards me and holds out his hand. Help me up. Fritz, I thought I'd lost. It was only for a second, but he pulls me close into a hug. I would never leave you. Fritz's arms tighten around me briefly before he releases me. We both turn to face Mother. You were going to hurt her, your own daughter. This is no concern of yours, even if it was. What could you hope to achieve? You are so much weaker than the wolf, so much weaker than Varg. Fritz's body stiffens. Even now, you only cling to a shred of control. Tell me, Sir Fritz and Gerald, how much longer until you are completely erased? He was strong enough to resist Varg, so much so that he was able to get me in here, past your guards and your barriers. I think that makes Fritz pretty strong. I do not recall giving traitors permission to speak. Do not think I have forgotten how you betrayed me, Delora. I haven't forgotten anything either, Hildur. Laura was only a child. Her fate was entirely your doing. Who are they talking about? Laura was my daughter. I've always opposed Hildur's actions. I disagreed with her actions of the fairy tale curses from the beginning, but when I voiced my opinions out loud, she targeted my daughter. She killed her in front of me. Suddenly, everything in the room is still. The two women glare at each other, but neither make their move. You were not there when our kind was being hunted and slaughtered like animals in their own homes. I am the Tenebrium bearer. I felt each of their deaths like they were my own. Retribution was necessary, but you being so holy, so good, it took little Laura's death for you to understand that anguish of our brethren, to comprehend my anguish. I would not have killed her if you were not so blind. She was only 10. She suffered for your weakness. Delora holds out her hand and sweeps it across the room, lightning traveling up her arm. I quickly move away over to Neverland and snatch it off the ground before any harm can come to it. Fritz pulls me back just as Dolores' spell begins to crackle behind me. Fritz tugs me around one of the columns and then presses my back into the coolness of the pillar. He holds himself against me, acting as a shield. Don't move. The ground shakes as Dolores releases her spell. You think you can defeat me when you haven't been training? How foolish, please. I have no intentions of defeating you. Fritz. Cover your ears, princess. Too confused to question him, I obey. I hear the sounds of lightning crackling in the air, followed by an explosion. The column comes crashing down onto the other side of the room. Time to go. Fritz hand tightens around mine. We run out of the throne room with Dolores as mother screeching sounds through the room behind us. Are you okay? I'm alright. I'm just glad you're here. See, what did I tell you? What are you talking about? Your knight here was scared that you wouldn't want to see him anymore after what happened yesterday. Fritz's fingers tighten over my own. If only I was strong enough to fight Varg, I could have. It wasn't your fault, Fritz. But what matters is that you are here now. Fritz looks at me and smiles. How did you know where I would be? Intuition and magic. Well, yes, and magic. Do you have Tinkerbell? I hold Neverland in one hand as I reach with my other to search for the key in my pocket. Thankfully, my fingers brush against the metal. It's in my pocket. Whatever happens, you must get Neverland and Tinkerbell to the merchant, okay? I nod my head. That's a good girl. Parfait said to be here at midnight. What time is it? We're too early. Sometimes Parfait's early too. Looks like tonight is not one of those nights, though. It looks like my coming early was both a blessing and a curse. She's using the name Parfait. How sweet. Fritz steps in front of me as mother reappears in front of us. Stay behind me. I will never forgive myself if you got hurt. Please stay behind me. Fritz smiles gently at me. My chest aches at the sight. Everything will be all right, I promise. I will protect you. I know you will. Fritz, Lucetta, make it out at all costs. I do not like the sound of that. And you must understand why I cannot let you take my daughter from me. Oh, you took mine. Dolores' hands begin to glow. Perhaps this time Lucetta shall watch you die, Dolores. No. Well, you can try and kill me, but your chances are slim. I have a very good knight with me, and I think he likes me more than he likes you. That can be remedied. Mother flicks her wrist. Dolores holds out her own hand as if to prepare for the impact of a spell, but the magic never came. Mother is not aiming for Dolores. With a gasp, Fritz drops his sword and falls to his knees. Fritz, come along, Varg. I won't let you. That's when I realize that Mother is calling for Varg. Her hand twists in the air, manipulating Fritz's body to copy its movements. His body withers and turns as he struggles to remain himself. Now, no, Fritz. Princess, I'm sorry, I can't. Fritz looks at me one last time before the familiar darkness envelops his body. Fritz. Now, Varg, be a good dog and let Lucetta back into her room. When Varg appears, he is standing absolutely still, his eyes surveying everything calmly. There is an intensity in them, but it is sharp and contained. I flinch back from Varg's bright eyes. No, Varg, you were going to hurt her. Pardon? I don't intend to obey someone who would hurt the princess. Mother hisses in annoyance. I do not know how you inspire such loyalty, Lucetta, but it is very inconvenient. Mother flicks her wrist and a responding light flares out from behind her. Oh, my queen. reinforcements. I order you to restrain your pet, Mythos, at once, my queen. Mythos extends his hand towards Varg, and the minute he does, Varg's body stiffens and he grits his teeth. I always make sure to have control over any of my creations. This is not going as planned. You had a plan? Now, my darling. My hands shake as Neverland nearly trembles from my hand as I struggle not to collapse. Since you've become so tainted by the thought these people have put into your head, I shall have to start all over again. But don't be afraid. Cleaning your memories will not hurt, and when you wake, you will be my daughter again, my dearest one. Mother reaches out her hand towards me, every fiber of my being screaming at me to move, but my feet are heavy, and I'm shaking so hard I cannot stand straight. I do not want to forget anything or anyone anymore. Behind me, the clock tower begins to chime. Not on my watch. Delora quickly runs in front of me and casts a protective shield. Delora, you can't. I will not let you erase any of your memories, Lucetta. I brace myself for impact, and I feel the ground shudder as Mother's spell comes into contact with Delora's shield. A loud crack emits from Delora's shield. An offensive spell? You're going to kill your own dot? Delora's words fade when we see another spell coming towards us. I hear a low laugh rise from Mother's throat. Goodbye, Delora. Lucetta, run. Delora. I cough as clouds of smoke slowly fade away from the impact. My whole body feels as hollow as ice as I gaze at the sight before me. Delora's body lies on the floor in front of me, unmoving. I collapse to the ground, my vision blurry as I stare numbly at Delora's limp figure. No, this can't be. I reach out to touch her and simply inhale when I feel how cold and clammy her skin is. No, Delora. I'll always conjure another shield after being hit by a powerful spell. Have you forgotten your lessons, traitor? Now she can finally reunite with her daughter. Neverland trembles from my grasp as I grab Delora's arm to shake her. No, Delora, please. She's still breathing. She can be saved. She cannot die like this. A bright light appears before me, and suddenly Parfait is standing right in front of me. Hildur, what have you done? Fate, it's been a while. Parfait addresses me without looking back. Princess, do you have Neverland? Yes, I reach blindly for Neverland with one hand as I keep the other on Delora's arm. A familiar hand settles on my shoulder. The touch is comforting and familiar. Have faith, Princess. I will not allow you to leave, Fairy. Mythos casts his magic, but Parfait easily deflects it. She moves to cast a spell in retaliation, but doubles over as soon as the spell flares out around her. You are fading. Fate? The Lucis itself is fading with you. My eyes lock with Varg's, and for a moment I see Fritz through him. I see his lips moving, but whatever words he speaks to me are mute. He shakes his head. Light begins to engulf me, and I see nothing apart from Delora's pale face in my lap. I do not move even when the Marchand's walls come into existence around me. The place is devoid of its usual warmth. Delora, she is not responding. I fight down the raising grief, trying to remain calm as I turn to Parfait. Please, save her. Save her. Parfait glances down at Delora, eyes glassy. It is as if she is hiding emotions behind a frigid mask. I feel that her mask is a reflection of my own. Any moment now, and it will fade away, and I will be able to see her tears. Princess, the spell that Hilda used was a powerful one. There is nothing I can do. The air in the margin seems to leave all at once. No, that can't be true. You have to. Lucetta, Delora. She does not move, and her eyes stay closed as she speaks. I'm sorry, but I can't stay. No, don't say that. I've been lucky. Hilda took Laura, but I got you in return. I like to think that my daughter would have grown up to be someone like you. I believe in you, Lucetta. I always believed in you. You can't leave me, Delora. Though Delora's body does not move, I can feel the energy of her body slipping through my fingers like sand. Her body slowly begins to fade away until only specks of glittering gold dust remains. A terrible coldness seeps into my heart and chest, and then envelops my whole body. I cannot breathe. It is only when a teary-eyed Parfait pulls me into a hug that I realize my throat is raw and that I've been screaming in grief. I was not expecting this to take as long as it is. I don't remember being tucked into bed. In the silence of the night, I could feel the absence of Delora, like a hole in my chest. Sleepless hours tick by in a haze until morning creeps through the window. Lucetta, you didn't get any sleep, did you? I shake my head. I wish I could give you time to grieve. She died protecting me. I cover my face with my hands, and hot tears that I thought had dried begin pouring from my eyes again. Both of them died because of me. This is my fault. If only I was strong enough, I could have... No, Princess, it isn't anyone's fault but mine. Your mother and I were like sisters once. I couldn't bring myself to hurt her. Because of that, I didn't act in time to save her from the Tenebrium's corruption. If you are seeking to blame anyone, blame me. I am responsible for all this needless pain because I couldn't stop Hilda. I was too afraid and now I'm too weak. What could you have done? I don't think anything could stop Mother. The Lucis and the Tenebrium are inexplicably linked to each other, and they're bearers. The crystallum cannot exist without each other. If one is destroyed, so is the other. What are you saying? We can stop Hilda if we destroy the Lucis. That would destroy the Tenebrium as well. That's insane. The world has suffered from magic for 3 centuries. Maybe it is more good than bad than good. That is the only solution. Perhaps the only solution is to remove the source of it forever. Mother only survived because she was the Tenebrium bearer. She lived so long as the Tenebrium exists. If the Tenebrium is destroyed, Hilda should die. But you're suggesting we destroy the Tenebrium through destroying the Lucis. Parfait smiles. But I find no comfort in it. I will only say it's my time. You cannot be serious. There has to be another way. Delora and Garland did not die, so you would have to give up your life as well. I'm not saying we make a decision now. After what happened with Varg, I have strengthened the merchant's defenses and added a glamour. For now, we are safe here. Breakfast will be ready soon. Join us when you're able. Oops. Well, I guess we're here now. I did not notice the tears rolling down my cheek until he calls my title softly. Oh, what's this? Waltz the pig has made the princess cry. No, it isn't Waltz. Delora believed I could accomplish 3 good deeds, and yet You like hot chocolate, right, darling? I gently, Waltz leads me to a bench and sits next to me. Parfait hasn't told them what happened to Delora yet. All of them are smiling at me, trying to cheer me up. I need to tell you something. Hot chocolate first. You look pale like you didn't sleep at all last night. Have you been eating recently? No, I haven't. Rod, who I haven't even realized was back at the merchant, stiffly stands in front of his chair and walks away. Did I say something wrong? Walt smiles at me and he pats my shoulder. We've sent Annie off to look after Jern, so it's just us at the margin. Rod's been taking care of meals, so he's probably going to get you something to eat, but why? You saved his family from Varg, Princess. I doubt he minds cracking a few eggs for you. Rod comes back into the room and places utensils and a plate in front of me, filled with toast and scrambled eggs. I know it's not much, but you need to eat. I pick up my fork and stab a few eggs to try. This is good, thank you. No problem. Suddenly, I am incredibly aware of how famished I am. I shovel the rest of my food into my mouth eagerly. I am eating the last of my toast when Rumpel comes back into the room holding far too many mugs for one person. Now I present to you hot chocolate. Walt jumps out to save the several mugs from Rumpel's precarious hold. Hot chocolate, how lovely. I knew this would happen, so I made plenty. They place mugs around the table. Rumpel counts them all. Where is Lady Delora? The fork I am holding clatters to the plate. The only sound in the room. Delora passed away last night. What? Everyone is openly frowning, their eyes filled with regret. So the night ended up being a turncoat after all. Fritz has nothing to do with this. Fritz helped Delora just when Mother was going to take Neverland. We would have all made it out alive if Mother hadn't used her magic to summon Varg. Mother was going to erase my memories. And now Dolores is dead because of me. I cover my face with my hands as grief bubbles inside of me. Dolores made her choice to protect you, Lucetta, just like Garland did to protect Jern. The only thing we can do now is make sure their sacrifices aren't in vain. Here. Walt gently pushes the mug towards me. If there's one thing Dolores taught us, it's that hot chocolate makes almost everything better. I stare at the mug and remember the last time I had hot chocolate with Dolores. Wow, I don't know why I was having trouble with that. I bit my lip to keep myself from crying. So what do we do now? The plan hasn't changed. We still need to stop Hildur and save the king. How is the question? Waltz's voice is quiet. Does he know Parfait's plan? You know as well as I do, there's only one way now, Waltz. Parfait quickly explains about destroying the Lucis to destroy the Tenebrium. But if we destroy the Lucis, you will die. Dolores sacrificed herself to have Princess Lucetta bring back Neverland, and now you're telling us that it was useless and there's no other way. If any of you have any alternatives, let us know. I don't want to lose any more of you over my mistake, but we cannot lose you either. I have a suggestion. Lady Parfait is going to act as bait to lure Hildur out of the palace, and the rest of us will help distract her long enough so that you can get to your father. Once the king is safe at the march and Mother cannot use him as bargaining chip anymore, after that, we have nothing to lose. The efforts we spare in bringing back Neverland will not go to waste. Waltz can use his magic to give us the upper hand. I would like to try and reason with her one last time. Hildur I cannot accept your death as the only thing that we will achieve to stopping Mother. You told me before Mother was a kind person. If I could somehow reach out to who she used to be, then perhaps it is possible we can end this without any additional bloodshed. Everyone is silent. No, this isn't the best or concrete plan, but let me try. I want to hope that the person my mother used to be is still there. This is my fight as well. I need to do something. The least I can do is save my father and stop Mother without Parfait needing to sacrifice herself. I know this will be dangerous. Please help me. I want to believe that my old friend is in there as well. Okay, let's do this. Is this chapter 10 finally? Thank you. Okay, so this should all be new-ish. Though I tried my best to convince him that I needed everyone outside distracting Mother, Waltz insists on coming with me instead. Waltz really should be helping everyone distract Mother, though I admit that I am glad he is here with me. He's not in his room. Where are we looking for the king next? The throne room. He should be there. He was always in the throne room whenever Mother left the palace. Looks like he isn't here either. Is there anywhere else he could be? If I was Mother, I had to leave the palace to deal with with enemies, and I had something I wanted to keep safe. I would keep it in a secret tunnel. I would keep it in a secret chamber somewhere no one would suspect, and it would be the tunnels. Let us go. We're almost there. Thankfully, the door to the Tenebrium chambers come into view as we turn the last corner. I push the doors open and look inside. The king sits on a chair, his eyes devoid of any emotion. He's here. Is this what he's been like ever since Mother returned? His eyes are so empty. Do you know how to break the enchantment on him? Waltz leans forward to inspect the king's face. This is a high-level magic cast by Hilda herself. This is not something I can break, unfortunately. It's something that the king will have to break out of his own. Well, would you look at what the cat dragged in? Varg. I look closely at Varg and notice that his usual cockiness and mirth are gone, replaced with something that looks like melancholy. He looks like he's in pain. You shouldn't have come here. He is staring at us blankly. Waltz moves to stand in front of me, barring me from Varg and the king. If I had my way, I wouldn't hurt her, but that's not how this works. What are you talking about? Varg turns his gaze on me and does not look away as he speaks. I am the big bad wolf. I was made to devour Little Red Riding Hood here, not fall for her. Varg loves me? Varg laughs, but it is dry, humorless laugh. You look surprised. Is it really so hard to believe that I have the abilities to love someone? Waltz's voice is quiet when he addresses me. He keeps his eyes trained on Varg. Get the king and get out. I'll be right behind you. No, I'm not leaving you. No one is leaving anybody anywhere. Varg sighs. I cannot fully see his eyes, yet I can see the resignation in them. I have orders to keep you here, strict orders. The queen wants to see your daughter after she's done with your friends. As for her wayward apprentice, well, I was told you could be dead or alive. If you think I'm letting Lucetta stay, your opinions don't really matter. I'm sorry about this, princess. I'm suddenly shoved to one side. I land heavily on the floor, my head thudding hard against the wall behind me. Lucetta. Waltz turns towards me, but before he can move, he is blown back, past Varg and the king. He crashes into the wall on the opposite side of the chamber. Waltz. The element of surprise is so delightful. Mythos? What did you do? I glance once more at Waltz, but he is not moving. I struggle to my feet. You're not going anywhere. Before I can track his movements, Varg is already at my back. He pulls my arms behind me so fast I have no way of resisting him. I can do nothing but watch as Mythos advances on Waltz. Stop fighting, princess. I can feel his warm breath brush my ear as I fidget. I don't want to hurt you. You already have. I turn my attention away from Varg and glance back at Mythos, who is slowly walking towards Waltz, his expression tight with anger. You were always the favorite, always the precious little student. And then you betrayed her for what our queen would have gotten you the world, yet you took her trust and threw it into the mud. But let me enlighten you, you're not needed anymore, Waltz. I cannot let this happen. Aduvia. Varg's grip on me tightens. I can hear the disappointment in his voice when he speaks. It won't happen this time, princess. My heart plunges into my stomach. After you and the fairy left, what do you think the queen did, What are you talking about? She wasn't pleased with your little knight's disobedience, and at that point, well, it didn't take much. What did she do to Fritz? A little push, just like that, and Fritz just disappeared. Gone. Gone. I repeated the word hollowly, letting it sink into my mind and my heart. It's like he was never here. All you have now is me. I sink, my knees give out and I sink to the floor. I can no longer feel Varg's grip on me. I can no longer feel the dirt beneath my knees. I am losing everyone. I am losing all of them, one by one. Why did I think I could help? Why did I think I could do this? This is my fault. I crane my neck upwards to stare at Mythos and Waltz. The queen has me now, Waltz, and I've been training. I am better and I am stronger, and I will deliver your head to my queen. I'm paralyzed in Varg's arms, unable to move or speak, as Mythos moves close enough to deliver a magical blow to Waltz. The room is suddenly filled with dust that spirals out from the center. I blink back tears as it stings my eyes. When it clears, Waltz is once more standing. He and Mythos are glaring at each other. Waltz. But the sight of Waltz, alive and defiant, is enough to shock my brain back into action. I must save the king. And once Mother is defeated, Fritz might come back. With renewed energy, I begin to once again struggle against Varg. Hey, I wrench myself to the side, and with enough leverage to bite down on his hand, he yelps and drops his cane. Impudent girl. I look up to see Mythos already turning towards me with an outstretched hand. Light dances down his arm and collects on his fingertips. You need to learn obedience. No, Mythos, don't. Lucetta, I cannot stand idly in place as I always do. I must move. But even as I lift my feet from the ground, I can see that the light is going to chase me, and it will come for me no matter how far I run. Lucetta, at the last minute, a shape moves in front of me, acting as a shield. I see Varg's back moments before the spell pierces through his body and crumples around him. Varg. His body collapses to the ground, his mask falling from his face. Why did you save me? Dense to the end, Varg manages a weak smile, a weak laugh, then shakes his head. Even though I was the one who was there with you, it was still him that you wanted. I loved you just as much, yet you would never choose me, would you? No, you wouldn't, because this big bad wolf doesn't have a happily ever after to begin with. Fading away like this hurts less than having to come to terms with that. I can hear the click of Mythos's shoes on the tile. His voice is filled with amusement. Even Walt seems too shocked to move. I knew there was a reason for your sudden disobedience. I suppose I should have expected this. Dogs always love their mistresses. Varg reaches up to touch my cheek. He smiles as shadows creep up his body. Moments later, it is Fritz lying on the ground, smiling his gentle smile. Then he closes his eyes and does not open them. Not moving, not breathing. Gone. Time stops as my mind whirls. I feel my heart slowly beginning to break into shards. This is all my fault. That was kind of abrupt ending. That was kind of bad. Like, really kind of bad. Because, like, Mythos had no reason to throw a killing spell at us. To even have Varg step in to save us. Like, yes, Mythos was getting tired of our disobedience, but, like, he had no reason to kill us because our mother wanted us alive, so killing us went against what our mother wanted. And then to abruptly stop, like, after Fritz says, not, oh, mother, like, disciplined us or anything, or everyone else died. Nope. All it is Fritz is dead. Okay, cool. Bad ending. Sucks for you. What? You didn't even finish the story. I mean, I actually don't remember the good ending for Fritz, but I don't think it was like that good either. So it could just be Fritz's route was just not very good. But I am not gonna start Rumples today. I am actually kind of done. I was not expecting 3 chapters. They're 2.5 chapters. Or 3, whatever, that many chapters to take us 2 hours. Like I said, I do kind of plan on maybe going out to go for raid hour. I need to find places to put these new plants. Did I say what the new plants I got? I got 2 strawberry plants that are actually starting to grow strawberries. I was pleasantly surprised. And we found a... What are you? You're a zucchini plant. So, Costco had some plants still. Because I found the strawberries. It was 3 for $22. But I had all the other ones, so I was like, I want the strawberries, but I don't really need duplicates of some of the other ones. I was just lucky to find one last zucchini plant. And speaking of plants, let me actually do this. Speaking of plants and stuff, the cucumber plants are flowering, so that's cool. That is cool. But yeah, I don't know where to put these plants. I'm kind of running out of room inside. Like I said, I grow plants indoors. I have a bad time putting plants outside. maybe I mean, eventually I need to get like one of those, what you call them, hanging pots, so I can start hanging some of these. Then I'm not taking up all the table space I have. Or some of these plants can die, and that could work too. But next week we're playing Disgaea. That's what we're playing next week. I think we're playing Disgaea 1. Like I said, I think I've mentioned before, I really do enjoy this Disgaea series. I've just never finished one of their games. I get pretty close though. So we'll play Disgaea 1 and then go back and finish Rumple is the last one we have. Then we won't ever need to play this game again. It's not a bad game. I really do enjoy it, and it's free. So if you want to play it yourself or play Rumple's ending before I get to it, you can. But anyway, I will see you all next Wednesday. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.